Writing tip number two, be relaxed and personable. I think that a mistake that a lot of people make when they first start writing is they treat this as a thesis or a college paper or a high school paper, and they think that it needs to sound academic. And I think that's a big mistake. When I write articles, I try to keep in mind it's like I'm talking to someone. So if someone came up to me off the street and said, "Hey, how's your dog doing?" and you find anything that worked with the training, and then I could just kind of talk to them casually like I would talk to a friend. That is a type of reading that has converted well for me when I've done this. And the reason is because people that sit down to read this, they're not looking to read a textbook. They're just looking to read information. Kind of like if you were to sit down to read, one of your favorite magazines. Oftentimes that's written in a very personable way, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and suggest in this as well. So then that might not be true in every niche. If the niche that you're in, if you go in and you start reading other people's articles and you see that they have a more direct tone, then certainly you want to adapt to that because there's probably a reason that they're like that. But just overall, I know that people have trouble writing, and maybe you could even sit down with a tape recorder or record yourself on your computer and just talk about whatever the topic is. And again, I think you'll be surprised how much comes out and just put that into words. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm talking a lot about how things have to be high quality, but not super high quality. Just it has to be readable. It has to be enjoyable. And that's what you need to keep in mind. Also, you have to remember that these articles are going to be short. I'm going to suggest that you have them between 300 and 500 words, and we'll talk about that more later. But again, I don't want you to think that you have to write super long papers here. This is just, it's really only a couple paragraphs.